good speech.
Mr Speaker.
David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It will come as no surprise that there is one party that should not be in this parliament, and that is the New Zealand First Party. I've said it for years, they shouldn't be here and they should never be allowed in this parliament because they do not represent what is important for New Zealand. They are deliberately using the system for just to promote their personal interests and get their own gain out of it. That's all they do. That's all the New Zealand First Party ever does. That's all they do. We can see it with treaty settlements that were supposed to be here on Friday. And we heard a great speech from the Maori Party leader who was telling about Te Aroha Flavel, and he told us what you, Ron Mark, need to know, and that is that Ron Mark deliberately broke that process down. The process that would have actually enabled settlement for people for 30 years that have been waiting to actually have their day in this parliament. 30 years. Mr Winston Peters has been in parliament that long. He's been in parliament for 30 years and couldn't give other people their day to come into this parliament and make a decision and help them out. This is something that had been agreed on between the whole parliament. This is not something new. This is something that the New Zealand First Party just tried to make something out of, tried to make political capital out of something. That's what the New Zealand First Party is about. They've been doing it for years. Every time we talk about migration, political capital out of other people, fear factor, taking advantage of other people. That's what that party stands for, and they cannot and should not be in this parliament, and we should not give them the time of day. But people need to know what they actually stand for. People need to know what New Zealand First actually means. They never vote for anything in this parliament. They never do anything in this parliament. They're just here clipping the ticket and watching. That's all the New Zealand First Parliament has ever done. Look at them all sitting there. None of them have done anything. What have they ever done for their electorates? They've got no electorates, so they can't do anything. And what have they ever done for the list there, or for New Zealand as a whole? Name one piece of legislation they've put up in this parliament that's helped New Zealanders. Name one. Name one piece that's actually gone through and helped New Zealanders. You can't name one. Name one part of infrastructure that they've done for New Zealanders. You can't name one. It's impossible to name one because they have done nothing. 30 years in this parliament, and what is the response? Nothing. They have done nothing but to create fear, to create anger, to create disappointment, and to let people down. That's all the New Zealand First Parliament will ever be known for. That's all the members will ever have done, and they are a disgrace to this parliament, and we all know that in here. And the people that would have come here on Friday, that have given years of their lives to see this, and that didn't actually happen because the New Zealand First Party deliberately destroyed that process. They deliberately destroyed it for their own gain, and they will not actually win out of this. The New Zealand public aren't that silly. The New Zealand public will see through salesmen like that, shoddy salesmen at that actually are trundling old goods that they've been trundling for 30 years. They will see through this. They will see through this. We don't need the Don Trumps of the world in this parliament. We need people that are actually going to build a country, going to respect all people in this country, that will respect people that come from different countries that make New Zealand their home, that will respect the people of New Zealand that come here with legitimate grievances looking for this parliament to sort them out, that will respect our country going forward. And New Zealand First will do neither of those things, and they never have and never will. And name one of the things that they've ever done to help New Zealanders, and we'd love to see that. The word for the dole. These guys here are all on the dole. They are all on the dole. They're all sitting there, and they're only sitting there as long as they vote for Winston when he tells them to. And even better than this, not even do they have to vote for Winston, Derek Ball has to get Winston to write his questions.
Order.
He has to get him to write his questions. They can't even write their own questions. Winston writes their questions.
Order.
They all vote for Winston, and they have to do what it...
Point of order.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order, right honourable Winston.
Mr Speaker, now look, we're prepared to take that sort of address,
please?
but the point is you cannot mention a member by their first name.
I agree. I agree.
And that's
order,
not the least
order.
of his complaints.
I need no more. On this occasion, The Right Honourable Winston Peters is absolutely right. We are not going to have this parliament reverting to people talking to other members simply by their Christian name. Mr Bennett should refer to Mr Peters by Mr Peters or Winston Peters. David Bennett.
Or whatever. Whoever. Sometimes I wonder if he actually still exists and they just trundle him out every 3 years and bring him out and put him on a campaign slogan. I remember this campaign slogan from the last election. It's common sense. Join the historical campaign and stand up for values that make our country great. The values of double-crossing people that are coming here to get something done. That's what you stood up for.